It's time. Welcome to GamerGenusTV with me, Ildris. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty damn well. I'm pretty damn excited, and I'll tell you why. I've got another StarCraft 2 replay sent over by my buddy Archon. Thanks, man. Keep sending me replays. And I also have a bit of news which is even more exciting. I am currently working on a weekly show that kind of showcases and features different streamers particularly from Twitch TV, and I'm really excited about this because I really feel like it's going to be something very interesting. It's going to kind of get out there the background of the streamers and their shows and what they want to do, where they want to go with it. So I'm hoping that it really gets them out there to a wider audience so that everybody can appreciate them the way that I do as well. So look for that. It's going to be awesome because I am going to work my ass off at it. So until then, we have some StarCraft 2 action. We're going to get right to it. Boom. Okay, there we go. On Daybreak, we have in the top right corner the purple Terran, Mr. Sexy Cheerios, who is apparently in a clan developed by a 15-year-old. And in the bottom left-hand corner as the blue zerg, we have the champion, the one, the only, CBX's only, Archon. So, I have not seen this game yet. I have no idea who wins this. This is my first attempt at a cold cast. And I kind of wanted to do this just to kind of get the difference in it, because I really feel like recording my original reactions to the game might be a little more interesting. It might feel a little more organic rather than actually watching the replay 3 or 4 times, even taking notes and then going over and casting it, trying to hit everything that goes on. Now I know like this there are things that I might miss, but at the same time I do feel like the whole process as a whole would feel a little more exciting, a little more organic. So we're going to find out if it does or not. If you don't like it, let me know, and we will just continue to cast them with all the research, with all the notes, and with all the analyzation at its finest. So, what do we have going on? We see that Cheerios is actually going for the very standard wall-in at his ramp, the supply depot, and the barracks. And we see Archon is scouting with the drone. And he is, see, I really like this play right here, leaving this one Overlord at just outside the kind of choke point for this area. That kind of really helps with Reaper harass. You actually see it coming a little bit sooner. You have a little bit more time to react and get ready. So it's very, very good move. Very good move, I believe. We have this drone actually attacking this SCV, getting it down to half health, and he's going to go ahead and harass the other SCV that's making the barracks, but that SCV is going to be able to get away. And we have Archon going to go ahead and just continue to kind of annoy the Terran a little bit. He's not actually doing any real damage at this point, but it is annoying just having to listen to the adjutant continually tell you that your buildings are under attack. But the Marine is on the way, and Archon is forced to pull that drone away. And we have the original, actually this is the secondary jacked up SCV there coming in for its scout, and it does see a pull first, and once it comes up here it's going to note no gas and a very standard pull timing. So he's not going to overreact or anything to it. He's going to continue doing what he does, which is building a command center apparently, and he is building it up on the high ground before lifting it off down into its natural, just because that's the safer way to do it. Even though Archon did go pull first, I don't think he had enough time to differentiate, and it's easier and safer for the Terran to build that first expansion up on his base. Although he could have built it a little bit closer, it does save a little bit of time. Nothing too insane. We do see the double barracks go down, so this is a 3 racks play currently, which is it's not quite standard into an expansion like this. Typically you'll see a 2 racks into an expand, but again, Nothing too crazy. You might see a little bit of early aggression out of Cheerios as he's continually producing those Marines. And we do see Archon has made his own 4 lings. Are those the only ones? Those are the only lings and 2 queens. So again, standard from Archon. He's going to go take the tower. Yep, he does take the first tower. He is likely going to send this ling here to this tower and then use the other 2 to kind of poke up here and check for a bunker, check for the expansion that might be here at his natural. Oh, he's actually looking like he's going to go ahead and check for the early 3rd first. Or that could actually be, well, I was going to say it could be a pathing by the AI, but that is not. That is clearly an intentional move by Archon. This is actually really smart. He's holding each ling at either ramp to check for the any aggression that might come down. It's going to get spotted because this overlord does have vision. Not quite. Doesn't quite have vision. He will now, though, of course. He does see this coming down, so he does know now that Cheerios is expanding. And we see double reactor tech lab with an eBay going down. So this actually looks like a fairly aggressive play, even though the Terran has expanded. There are going to be a lot of Marines getting pumped out of there. And because Archon did see the expansion come down, he is going to go ahead and plant his 3rd, which is also standard. He is getting his gas. He has his first 2 at his main, and he has it is optimal saturation. Excuse me, it is optimal saturation at both bases actually, with 16 on the mineral line, with 3 just now being rallied to this gas. And he will get that back up to at least 16 drones. Excuse me. And we have another round of lings coming out. Not quite speed yet. And we have a baneling nest coming down. It looks like he was at one point able to scout that it was a Rax play rather than mech, and it doesn't look like he's even using this one to produce marauders. It looks like that tech lab is for stim alone. It looks like this might actually be a marine stim timing attack. Although that +1 weapons is going to finish very soon. We might actually see Cheerios moving out with that very, very shortly here. Move in on Archon's 3rd and try to apply pressure there. Let's see, what is Archon going on? We have the macro hatch going down. That baneling nest is finished. We have lair being upgraded at the moment. Continued larva injects. We have 4 gases in production now, which is all very good. We have creep spread going. And we have banelings being produced. Speed is finished for his zerglings, and we do have the 3rd coming down for Cheerios, and those Marines are coming out with, it looks like just 1 marauder, which is a little strange, a little bit. That overlord does go down, as does the ling that was harassing the command center there. And I actually thought that we were going to see a timing attack on that +1 weapons, because Stim would have finished at that same time, but it is looking like he's going to try and get 1/1 plus combat shields before moving out. I like how I say things, and then they do the opposite of the things I say. Dick move, brah. Dick move. Anyway, on the other side of the map, we have creep spread going everywhere. And some spine crawlers going down. We have a massive zerglings and a handful of banelings to complement them, which is actually going to do really well against this marine heavy army. 1/1's not quite finished for him, and we have, oh my goodness, this is going to be awesome. Oh my god, the banelings do so much damage to those marines. They get cleaned up very quickly. Both of these armies are basically wiping each other out here. But we do have Archon actually going into Spire now. We're going to see some Mutiling Bane attack as well as Baneling speed being upgraded. Very good stuff. We have all them creep spreads. And the Banelings being remorphed from the Zerglings. We have 3 bases getting very nice. Very nice. So good. And at this point, Archon could actually take a 4th if he chose to, just because he knows he did so much damage to that Marine heavy army. Although at the same time, it might be a little bit confusing having seen such a Marine heavy army that he might be wondering if there isn't more of an army someplace else. But then again, knowing Archon, he knows all the moves. He's got it down. So we do have this Ling Bane army kind of getting set up. We have another Spine Crawler going down at the 3rd. We have Creep Spread and Overlords everywhere. And that Spire has finished. We have 12 Mutalisks on the way with +1 attack. It's going to be very exciting to see, actually. They should go straight for this 3rd over here. I believe he knows about that. Yeah, he does. But they are met in the mid. Not even that far away. They get met by this drop play by Cheerios. They're going to be forced to pull back, and these Lings are going to come in and just kind of clean it up. Hopefully. Oh, the Banelings come in and clean it up. So many Banelings to kill a Marauder. That's a little ridiculous. They explode, for God's sake. They explode. Okay, so we do have this this relatively annoying sized flock of Mutalisks moving across the map towards that 3rd. And of course, Cheerios did see it in action. He does get at least 1 missile turret down. The other one's not going to finish in time. That one is going to be taken out. There's another one by the gas geyser up here, however. It's going to make it very hard for these few Mutalisks to engage into that, especially with this Marine support. So they're going to be forced to pull back. At the same time, we have Cheerios coming in with a drop-ish play. We got 6 medevacs here and about 6 Marines, so that is a fuck ton of healing. And at the same time, we have a 4th coming down for Archon, who does get a little bit supply blocked by the loss of that Overlord, but that's okay. He can make more. Those Mutalisks are forced to come back home to defend, although there's not going to be much defense over here at this 4th. There's not much of an army out. What do we have for Archon? 47 Lings just being produced, 8 Banelings as well. He's actually going to do quite okay. Not holding this off. All them Marines going bye-bye. I'm just a little bit biased. So, Terran's going to get pretty much effed up right here. All those medevacs are going to go down. That was actually quite nice by Archon. Very good. Good stuff, man. However, this 3rd is still up for Cheerios, and that's got to be a little bit concerning for Archon at this point, just because you really don't want... Well, that's a little undersaturated, but you really don't want Terran to be on kind of an even level of income, and you can actually see that he's ahead right now. Even though he's lower harvester count, mules make up for tons of that. We see +1/+1 coming in for Archon, as well as that infestation pit going down. We're likely to start seeing a few infestors and an upgrade to Hive at some point. Likely into Ultra Ling Infestor. Very good unit composition against mass marines like this. We can see a lot of these barracks don't even have upgrades on them, which is a little unusual. But we do have turrets just all over the place. Turrets to protect. Although really, if he were to engage at, say, this angle up here, if he were to come in and attack this turret up here, it would go down very fast, and then he could actually move in and go south from there. But he decides not to. He's just going to play it safe. There's no reason to waste the mutas if you don't have to. And killing off a few barracks isn't going to, win him the game currently. So what else do we have going on? That gas coming back in. Those Lings. Dim Lings. Tons and tons of gas. The Zerg is a very gas-heavy race. You have to have tons and tons of gas. So we are going to see a Mutiling Bane going on right now, as well as the Hive going down. We're going to tech up into Ultras, hopefully get some Infestors out, and it's going to be glorious. We do see Burrow being researched too, which isn't surprising because it's actually really good. You just don't see a whole lot of Burrow play right now. At least I haven't. but it can be very, very good. We have a couple of spines coming, a few spines coming down to protect this fourth, which is very good. Good job, sir. We have that flock of mutas coming in. Looks like he's going to attack the third. Those few missile turrets and that little band of marines aren't going to be enough to stop this if he decides to push in. But he's going to take these marines out on the open field, away from the missile turrets, and they're going to get absolutely crushed. Murder. And he is going to come in. He's going to engage right into the middle, where all three missile turrets are hitting him, and the SCVs are pulled around these missile turrets, trying to protect him. That's just not a very good idea because of the splash damage. Those SCVs are going to take damage. Those missile turrets are going to go down regardless, and this command center is likely to fall. Oh yeah, all them glaive worms. At the same time, we have a counterattack from the Marines coming in, stimming on these overlords. They're going to pick a few of them off. Oh no, the Banelings come in. They are going to protect them a lot. These spine crawlers are going to do some damage, but they're not going to be enough to hold this off. He's going to have to pull those mutalists back to defend this fourth. And it is getting shot some, although he's wasting some of his focus fire on this gas geyser, which is a mistake. But he does manage to turn it back onto the hatchery, but it's too late now. The Lings and the mutas come in. They are going to clean up this army before the hatchery goes down. Boom, boom, go the medevacs. That's not, if you're a Terran player, that's not what your medevacs, what you want your medevacs to do. You would much prefer them to go wee as they heal your Marines, but these Marines do keep streaming in, and the hatch does go down. Those mutalists had to pull away. They just weren't enough for these upgraded Marines. It's 2-2 Marines with combat shields and stim. So good. And he is just mass producing the shit out of these Marines. MMM? I don't think so. All I need are 2 M's. Those mutalists aren't going to be able to handle this band of Marines here. They're going to have to pull back. The Banelings do come in from the side, though, and they are going to get a big explosion on them. All those Marines do go down. That was awesome. Oh, that was good. And it looks like this medevac, so close to getting taken down, but there are Marines there. Force the mutalists to back off. We have a stream of Marines coming back in. It looks like we are going to get some planetary fortress defenses up at the natural of the Terran, but this third is still left wide open. There are no more missile turrets here to defend from muta attacks, and really it's still far enough for a few Banelings to sneak in and do some real damage to this mineral line. That would be interesting to see. We do have a 5th coming down for Archon now. Trying to get that production back in, especially after losing this 4th and having to recreate it. We have a drop play at the main. He is focusing down the gas geyser for some reason. That's not the best of plays considering gas geysers only cost like 25 minerals. But we do have him backed up into this corner, which is a perfect spot until the Banelings come in. And this is going to get entirely cleaned up. Oh, the Ultra Cavern is down with chitinous plating being researched. We have another drop coming in. It's going to continue to focus on the gas geysers, which is very annoying as the Zerg, but it's not going to win you the game. He needs to be focusing either on the mineral line or on the hatchery. Just trying to take out the gas geysers is not going to be good enough. It's extremely annoying, granted. It's not going to be a game winner. We have him continuing this drop play while a secondary attack is going on at the third. He's moving in these Stim Marines into these spine crawlers. They're going to go down. Frickin' Marines just do way too much damage. Spines do go down. This base is left wide open. These drones are getting sniped down now, but the Banelings do come in, and they are out of here. We have 27 workers killed at this point, which is an absolute testament to the power of the Marine drop play. Incredible. So if you are a Terran player currently watching, all you need to know is how to load up your medevacs with Marines, unload them, and then stim your Marines. Game winner. Trust me, folks. Give it a shot. So we have Tons and tons of Marines just being streamed in, almost constantly being produced. And it looks like he is going to... Oh, wow, these are... He didn't... Okay, I was certain he was going to make these into planetary fortresses for defense, and it looks like he's actually done them into orbital commands. And I am not sure what he's going to do with these 2 command centers at this point. While making command centers does allow you to, you know, actually fly them off and turn them into bases later on, the planetary fortress does give you a ton of defense wherever you put it. And at that position, I would have assumed it would be a planetary fortress. We have continued the Marine drop play, the Marine medevac play, into the mutiling bane of Archon, and it is continually being stopped. Although Cheerios has sniped a ton of drones and managed to kill off a few hatcheries, I really don't see this play continuing to work against the hive tech of Archon. The Ultralists are going to murder these Marines, especially if they have fungal support. But the 5th is now in danger. We have almost 2 full medevacs about to be dropped straight into the mineral line. These drones need to evacuate now. Oh, and there's even more being rallied up here. They are getting taken out so fast. These freaking Stim Marines do so much DPS. The Ultras do come in with the Ling Baneling, and they are going to clean this up, force the medevacs to lift them off, but they do not get them up in time. They are all killed. And these medevacs are just going to sit here, just quiet and lonely for a moment, observing the death of their comrades. And then off they go, melancholy into the deep space of the creep. But at the same time, we have an attack from the mutas on this orbital command, not allowing it to plant down and start mining. But we do have frickin' Marines coming in, doing so much damage as they always do. The mutas are forced to fly off into the bleakness of the black space and wait while they regenerate. Or continue to harass, gonna kill off some SCVs. Murder, 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 says the muta. And I'm loving it. Very nice. We have a ton of links streaming in. We have some ultras being produced. Very good. This is looking good for Archon so far because Cheerios, even though he has a supply lead and okay, he's lost his income lead currently, but mules. Oh, mules. Currently, he has a supply. God, again with the thing where you say something and then no. We should see a repair coming down in this orbital command. There are tons of SCVs surrounding it, but he just don't give a F. Let the mother burn. Because he is coming in with an attack. These Mutalists and the Ultralists and the Banelings and the fucking Lings everywhere doing so much damage. Clearly Cheerios does not know what a Marauder is. Oh, and there's the GG. Well played for Cheerios. In that game, we saw just how friggin' strong the Marine is with upgrades, with Stim, with combat shields, and with drop play. And it's amazing to me every single time I see it. I have seen it a lot lately, although in the games where I've seen it, it's been a lot of times with either with mines or with siege tanks in addition to the mass Marine play. But you really see just how strong they are when you get them in such high numbers and the upgrades that they have. But at the same time, they remain really good through the early game into the mid game, but by the time the Zerg player hits lair tech, or excuse me, he hits hive tech, and he has those ultras out, he has the frickin' ultralists and the banelings, and with a few infestors to hold them down, Mass Marines is not going to cut it. You can't just build a single unit throughout the entire game and win. Okay, well technically you can, but not against good players. So, the thing is, from that game, build tons of Marines, and then build some more tech after that. Good job, Archon. Send me some more replays, and guys, if you have anything you want to send to me, send it over to GamerGenusTV@gmail.com. Look for the new show that's going to come out very soon. I will keep you all updated, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Keep tuning in. Keep enjoying it. Give me some feedback. See you guys. Peace.